The objectives set the tone for learning. We're entering hurricane season. Atmospheric pressure makes hurricanes. The statement of the instructional objective creates relevance, motivation, and clarifies the learning for the day.
Okay, today, boys and girls, we're going to start our study about weather. And weather is very intense, but we're going to start with one itty-bitty part, and that's air pressure. We're going to start talking about air pressure. That's our topic for today. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to tell me what air pressure is and how it affects you and how it affects our lives here in Louisiana. Now it's time for us to start making the connection. Remember that little activity that we just did with the paper? Looks like something a little bit different. It's going to allow you to make a prediction. See why I needed why I had to drink 2 sodas yesterday? You know, there's so many activities that we can do with air pressure. And before we can go on to weather, we have to understand air pressure because it's important to us, just as everyday life, because we can listen to the weather and we can listen to the barometric pressure. Listen to what the barometric pressure is, and that will give us the air pressure. We know what temperature is. We know about wind, but we don't quite know about air pressure. If you listen to the news or to the weather forecast in the afternoon, the guy that, predicts the weather, what is he called? A what? A what?
Meteorologist.
A meteorologist. He's going to tell you something about the barometric pressure. And he's going to use some symbols. He might write something like this, a 68, and he'll put an arrow going down. What do you think that arrow means? What's happening to the air pressure if the arrow is going down? Alex?
It's going down.
It's going down, that's right. What happens then, of course, if the arrow is pointing up? Alex?
It's going up.
All right. Now, here's one key. Everyday people can use that. Normally, if you see the barometric pressure arrow go up, it means you're going to have a good day. If you see the barometric pressure arrow go down, it means it's going to rain. Now, this is why barometric pressure or air pressure is so important to us in Louisiana, because we're getting into hurricane season. And one of the big things that they study in a hurricane or a tropical storm would be air pressure. They watch it very, very closely, and we need to watch it very closely too. Because when we see that that arrow is going down, that means that the hurricane is strengthening, or that it's changing from a tropical storm to a hurricane. So anytime when that little beeper thing comes across the TV, watch for the barometric pressure. When it's hurricane season, you're going to see those, several times this summer. When it comes across the bottom of the TV, watch and see what the barometric pressure says. Look for that arrow. If the arrow's going up, we can read maybe a little sigh of relief. If that arrow on the barometric pressure is pointing down, we need to be on our guard because that's a sign that tells us that the storm is going to increase. So that's why air pressure is so important to us here in Louisiana. It's also important to us because it's fun. It's fun to work with and do all sorts of experiments with air pressure.
Ms. Yu taught this lesson just a few months before Katrina. How would this statement of the objective be viewed in your classroom compared to this classroom in Louisiana?